That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Come on. See, I've been looking at the game, you know, and I see it ain't too many of y'all that can make them dance like I do. And then what's funny is, y'all got the nerve to want to PhD me, cause I'm making all the money.
While y'all ride Matchbox, I push the Hot Wheels. Done Chi-Chi with the mass appeal. Letting champagne spill, summer house in the grill. And all I'm about is that dollar bill. Making you dance every chance I get. And haters saying, damn, do we ever catch bricks? Nah, I don't catch those, keep it ghetto. Seen with the best from the east and the west coast.
Now, everywhere I pass, they wanna see the big booty. Mama tapping some and whether you believe it or not, you see us. So death make y'all true believers. My whole entourage keep it top notch. Evidently, we push V's from Bentleys to drops. Got big things, baby. I'm still greedy. To my enemies, I hope you keep on envying me.
What you wanna do? Say you wanna get down.
Yes,
What you wanna do? Say you wanna get down.
All we wanna do,
Say what?
is party.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to the 1472 album from Jermaine Dupri. 97, 98-ish. You know, there were some quiet bangers on there. 98. So, yeah, okay. I was in there. I remember going to Motown Live to see him perform this. That was a TV show Montel Jordan used to host. Shout out to that. All right, listen, of course, you're locked in with Jill Munroe and KBLA Talk 1580. And this is the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines, giving you a little bit of facts, context, and culture for your day. And tonight's update, you know, we're getting into some things. We're talking a little bit about, you know, when the image walks into the court and the paperwork starts talking back. It's a lot of legal stories tonight, right? Two of them are very serious, I should state, right? They involve men with public platforms. One, quiet marriage update, Hollywood marriage, I should say. And, you know, Andy's always on theme. So we'll be talking about Jermaine Dupri. He is taking Sony Music to court over what he says is more than $18 million worth of unpaid royalties. That's a big number. So different lanes, similar theme, reputation is cute, but receipts have to have the range. And we're going to get into that, you know. We're talking Marcellus Wiley and his wife, Annemarie Wiley. Marcellus was arrested over the holiday weekend, accused of domestic violence. And Annemarie has now come out with a statement saying that she is divorcing him. So we're going to get into those details. We're also talking Big Tigger. Listen, he too was kind of accused of domestic violence, has taken a leave of absence, but some video has emerged and we got some questions. We're going to talk about that. And we'll get into Will and Jada updates, SZA, all of those things. But before we do, listen, you know, I like to start off the night with a conversation starter or two. Big up to Kai Cenat. He just dropped the professor lineup for Streamer University. And listen, the people are excited. He has some of your favorites, perhaps. You might have aged out, so you feel, of this topic. But make no mistake about it. Streaming is fast becoming the new TV, the new radio, all of the things. So, you know, it pays a little bit to be up and aware of what's going on. Lizzo, fresh off of her, I think they said 2600 B-word new album drop that she discussed flopping, is one of the professors this season. So we'll talk about who else is up and through there and teaching the youth. You know, one thing that I do have to say, and it's his Streamer University, he can do whatever he wants, right? But obviously, he turned away a 38-year-old YouTube blogger, Armand Wiggins, because he said he was too old and he didn't feel like he had range because he talked about pop culture gossip topics. Don't be stingy, youth. You want the adults to listen to you? You got to open up to them as well. 38, that's not old. Now, granted, I'm on the other side of it. So, yeah. But, you know, let an old in there too. Show them something. You never know. It might make it exciting. All right, listen, we're also going to get into a little bit. Montel Williams, you know, he used to date Kamala Harris back in the day, 30, 40 years ago. And in a recent interview with Maury Povich, he explained why he knew from the beginning that Kamala wouldn't win against presidential-elect Donald Trump. He says, anybody out here who thinks that America is going to elect a woman, even in the next 4 or 5 years, you're crazy. He says America's not ready for it. They don't want to be in leadership behind a woman, and I think he's right. Now, some might point to, well, Kamala really won, if you feel like, you know, Trump and them cheated, but I do think, in addition to all of the other things that have been highlighted through the course of it, one of the brass tacks basic facts is that America is not ready to fall behind a woman. Yeah. They'll completely let her clean it up, but to lead, they're not checking for that yet. So, you know, he had some other things to say, being that, you know, he said that Kamala was the smartest person he's ever met, or one of them, and that he didn't understand where all the photos popped up from during her campaign of them together. He didn't understand the fascination with that. You know, check out the interview if you're into it. When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You know, it's Tuesday, so I'm not breaking down the topics alone. We'll get into all of those details in just a moment.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage career track jobs. The LA Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. And they are advocating for a fair deal for black workers in the new Los Angeles City Charter. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing, or learn about union apprenticeship programs, programs, and trade registries, please visit lablackworkercenter.org. That's lablackworkercenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis and build a more equitable Los Angeles. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This November, you'll decide who leads California. So shouldn't you hear directly from the people asking for your vote? Join us for California Voices, a political town hall and ballot forum, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Meet candidates running for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and other major statewide and local offices, including Mayor of Los Angeles, city attorney, and LA County Sheriff. Get clear, nonpartisan breakdowns of the propositions on your November ballot, both sides, no spin. And ask your questions directly, in real conversation, face to face. California Voices is brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 and the Empowerment Congress, giving you the information you need before you vote. Mark your calendar, Saturday, October 3rd, 2026, California Voices. Follow KBLA 1580 for details and download the KBLA 1580 app. Your vote, your voice. Be there.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, this song, this song is for all the women out there that have been lied to by their men. And I know y'all been lied to over and over again. This is for y'all, yo. Maybe you didn't break the way you should have broke, yo. But I break. Last year, Valentine's Day, you would sworn me say, babe, I love you, love you. Yo, he's lying. I swear, held you when you were sick, even the whole time I think to myself, this isn't fair. What is this I see? No. You don't come home to me. Oh no. When you don't come home to me, man, can't deal, can't bear. You keep telling me.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to Khalees. This song was a moment. I feel that. The pink hair, the look in the video, the smashing up, the drama. It was a moment. It was an era. Yeah, it was.
That was your anthem too, huh?
No, I worked at Virgin, her label.
Oh, okay.
So, you know. But, I mean, this song was it. I felt the frustration. I felt the screaming at the track, just like, ah, stop it. Stop it. And I guess that's how, you know, some of the people in our conversations tonight might feel. Listen, before we get into the details, 800-920-1580, that's the number that you can call to get in on the conversation. You can also hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580, Met Stiletto Jill everywhere, or hop into the YouTube chat with the VIPs. Shout out to them. Get in there and get in on that conversation. All right, I mentioned it's Tuesday. I'm not breaking these topics down alone. I am joined by the host of the Black Press USA Morning Show, executive producer of the Shade Room Live, and so many, many, many other things. The talented Neil Anderson is in the building tonight.
What's happening, everybody? Peace and love.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good for a Tuesday. Just getting back from the Bahamas.
I know that's right, Flex. Shout out to that.
So, yeah, I'm relaxed, and, you know, I'm just all about the culture right now.
All about the culture. Well, we got a lot to get into. Did you have any thoughts on Montel Jordan's, not Montel Jordan, Lord help me, Montel Williams' commentary about Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I saw that, and then I liked how he generalized the term women. So, like, white woman, black woman, yellow woman, Asian woman. America is not ready for a woman president, and to the point of we think Kamala won. They said the same thing about Hillary. So wherever Trump is, there's a pattern or, you know, speculation of did you cheat, did you steal, did you rob? Because it's usually one of the three.
Something in that pattern. All right, listen. So tonight we are starting off with a story that, you know, crosses sports, reality TV. Marcellus Wiley, he is, right here from LA, Compton Zone, St. Monica's High School, went to Columbia University. He is facing domestic violence charges. It happened over the weekend in Orlando, Florida. Marcellus is currently retired. He's a sports media personality, and he and his wife were on vacation with their 3 children. And according to the arrest affidavit, the couple was staying at a Marriott with their 3 children for a kids' basketball tournament. Annemarie told police that Marcellus threatened to kill her and that she was afraid enough to want him removed from the room. She also reportedly told officers the day before Marcellus stood over her as she sat on the bed and jabbed a finger into her cheek, allegedly in front of their 7-year-old daughter. She also claimed that there had been prior instances of violence that she had not previously reported. Marcellus denied any physical altercation happened. He reportedly showed officers text exchanges between he and Annemarie that appeared amicable, but police said Annemarie's written statement gave them probable cause to arrest him. So we know that Annemarie recently appeared on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, left after 1 season, right as that show, the new season with her in it, was dropping. There were some allegations dropped against Marcellus of sexual assault from many years ago. Since then, I believe since April, there have been an additional 2 or 3 more, bringing the complete total to 4, all alleged, all civil. And so she has announced that she has filed for divorce, and she's claiming years of physical, sexual, emotional, and financial abuse. In the filing, she alleges that he raped her while intoxicated in 2012.
Wow.
Attempted to sleep with 2 of her friends that same year. Punched her in 2014, leaving her with a black eye. Threw a Coke bottle at her while she was 9 months pregnant in 2019. Struck her in the head with a shoe in 2025. She also alleges that earlier this year, he dragged her out of bed, berated and assaulted her, and raped her multiple times. On the financial side, she is accusing him of borrowing $100,000 from her without repaying it and charging another $100,000 to her credit cards. She's asking for sole custody of their 3 children, exclusive use of their Los Angeles home, and a restraining order requiring him to stay at least 100 yards away from her. Again.
Wait, I'm waiting for the alimony and the child support. Where's that at?
Haven't mentioned it yet, but I'm assuming she's going for a lot. But here's the thing. She said he's borrowing money from her. So perhaps because Marcellus is no longer employed with Fox Sports, he's not employed with ESPN, he has his own media company.
Does he have a pension? You said he played football.
Yeah, I'm sure he has a pension. So we'll see what comes of that. But do you have any thoughts? Did you watch Annemarie on Real Housewives?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I wish she would have stayed another season. I bet you they wish she would have stayed another season with all of this drama, right? I believe her. And it sounds like the situation was getting worse. I hate that she had to tolerate it for that long. I wish she would have got out sooner. But I'm glad that she's finding her voice, and the court of public opinion will do it to you. So now that it's public, he's pretty much done.
I mean, I think people have had questions as the accusations continue to rise. One of the women that sued him in one of these cases that are not proven yet, had previously accused him of assault back in the 90s, but something happened and the case wasn't able to move forward. So when the same law basically that allowed Cassie and some of the others, I think there's one case that was filed in New York, and then there was some that were filed here under that same law, kind of the California version. Those are what allowed these civil cases to step in, and he has maintained his innocence in all of them.
Well, I'm glad she found her voice, because clearly if this was going on all this time and she didn't say anything, she felt like she couldn't, or I'm staying in this situation for whatever reason. So I'm glad that she's found her voice, and get out, and that's it. So
we'll see what happens. Tony Yayo in the chat says, I expected Marcellus Wiley to be the breadwinner. We don't know that he is. I'm just pointing out what was said.
Well, we know he has a pension.
Yeah, Urban Spinster pointed out that California is a community property state, so those assets will be split down the middle. Now, she's going for sole custody, so we'll see.
That says child support to me, you know. I mean, that's what that says.
So, yeah. So, we'll see what happened. You know, Tony Yayo says, I need to go to nursing school then. Are dudes nurses? Yes, they are. She's an anesthesiologist. Nurse.
Oh, nurse.
She's not an anesthesiologist. She's a nurse.
I remember that was
anesthesiology.
And that was her whole season.
Yeah.
Because she said,
Sutton was
saying you said you're an anesthesiologist and you're a nurse. But I mean, they both get paid.
Right.
One gets paid more than the other, of course, but that was her season.
Them trying to dispute
drama.
that, yeah.
That was
Which she probably should have done a little better storyline than that. But, you know, what can you do?
I mean, have you seen Beverly Hills Housewives? I've seen worse than that. Okay.
That's fair. So we'll see what happens. I think as these stories have continued to roll on him and he's been given the benefit of the doubt for quite some time, I think people are going to have some questions. But, you know, he is his own boss and his own media company, so we'll see if that can skate. It can get around that.
I think he'll be fine, you know. I think he'll be fine. If Tiger Woods, you know, can get out of every pickle he's in.
Anesthetic nurse. Shout out to Urban Spencer.
She's an anesthetic nurse, yeah.
Okay, so he'll be fine.
Yeah.
They'll make it out, but it is just kind of like, geez, you know, you position yourself as this Columbia, you know, Ivy League educated man who kind of knows the tricks, and yet here we are. Andy?
Who criticizes a lot of other public figures a lot of the times on his podcast.
And may or may not be MAGA.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he
kind of,
does.
sort of. He got a beef with DL.
Yeah, he does. Him and DL have that beef. He also, a couple of people. I saw, what's the, Ocho?
Emmanuel Acho. He was
Acho.
quick to respond to this
Yeah,
one.
he was, because they've had some beef as well.
So some people are laughing at him or like
absolutely.
Jokes on you. Okay,
absolutely.
I get it now.
A little 50-50, yeah. So, you know, kind of similar story, situation, perhaps a different end of the spectrum. But Big Tigger, you know, we've known him for the last 30 years, was the host of The Basement, then on radio in D.C., was on radio in Atlanta. Right now he's taking some time away. He says to focus on family and legal matters. So the story around he and his wife, Alicia Brown, the chapters keep getting added and they're interesting. So, you know, it's an image crisis wrapped in a legal maze because there's a lot happening. So he released a statement saying he's temporarily stepping away from the mic to deal with this. His wife came online a few weeks ago with injuries saying, ask her husband what happened. And so there was a snippet of another video that kind of dropped last week that TMZ got, looked from ring camera footage. But today, another video dropped that apparently may have been recorded by Alicia's child, not the child she shares with Tigger.
Mr. Tigger.
Yo, I was hollering, Mr. Tigger, stop standing over her. Stop stepping on her.
Tigger.
What I will tell you is, again,
that's not funny though.
Just from what I saw online, I don't know what came before it. I don't know what came after it. But just from the snippet that I saw, it feels as if
give him his phone.
His wife should have given him the phone, and that the whole situation was exaggerated.
Right.
I mean, she was on the floor, Tigger, why are you doing this to me? And he's just standing there.
Like, I'm not doing nothing, just give me my phone.
And clearly, you know, look, if somebody don't want to give up the phone, that's all the answer you really need,
right,
girl. And, you know, he might, or his career is taking a hit. There's some people that will never give him the benefit of the doubt.
I don't know, because she is turning out to be suspect. She just got arrested, right?
Yes, she got arrested.
I mean, girl. And then, go back to like you started from last week when the allegation, she put the picture out and then she said, but I didn't say he did anything. You know what I mean?
It just seems like messy, like young girl-ish. That's how I would deem it. Like, when you're young and your guy is through with you, and so you're just wilding out trying to do anything to keep him in the thing. That's what all of this felt like. She was arrested, according to Hart County Sheriff's Office. A bolo was issued for her arrest. Basically, what does the bolo stand for? Be on the lookout, right? And so it was tied to outstanding kidnapping related warrants out of Maryland. And Maryland authorities conducted a felony traffic stop on Interstate 85, and she was arrested without incident. One of her two children were in the car, one of which she shares with Big Tig. And, this relates to her missing child that we discussed that disappeared around 2019, that she had previously been arrested for leaving that child in the car while she went into a casino for 8 hours and drank and gambled. So there's some questions. Her father has been looking for the little girl's father. What happened for quite a few years.
Where is the child?
We don't know. We don't know. And when we come forward, we will tell you what Big Tigger's V103 co-host, Francesca Amiker, has done in response to all of this controversy that's swirling around Big Tigger and his wife. All of that and more when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, loving eyes, they cannot see. A certain person could never be. Love runs deeper than any ocean. It clouds your mind with emotion. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, maybe cruel.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The family of 20-year-old Tyron Johnson is demanding video be released after he was shot and killed by National Guard troops in downtown Memphis. Officials say Johnson allegedly turned toward troops with a gun during a chase.
It should not be normalized that the American U.S. military is killing American citizens on U.S. soil.
State Representative Justin Pearson, who is black, says he wants accountability, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is now supervising the probe. Denver Public Schools is being sued over its voting map. The Virginia-based Public Interest Legal Foundation claims the district redrew boundaries in 2024 to give black and Latino voters majorities over Denver's growing white population. And black singer David is back in a Los Angeles courtroom for a status conference. The R&B singer, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, is accused of killing a 14-year-old girl whose body was found in his Tesla. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Coco Gauff is making a serious challenge to win her first singles championship at Wimbledon. The 22-year-old African-American from Delray Beach, Florida, advanced to the Wimbledon semifinals for the first time in her 8-year career. Tuesday morning, Coco defeated Jessica Pegula of Buffalo, New York, 4-6, 6-3, and 6-3. Coco will play Carolina Muchova of the Czech Republic on Thursday. A win Thursday moves Coco into the championship match on Saturday. The Wimbledon singles champ will earn $4.75 million. This is the 6th time Coco has played at Wimbledon. Before today's win, she had never gotten past the 4th round. The Dodgers are the first team in Major League Baseball to reach 60 wins. They beat Colorado Monday night 8-7. The Dodgers have the best record in baseball at 60-32. They take on Colorado again tonight at Dodger Stadium. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
As the poet laureate of Harlem, Langston Hughes, once said, I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll sit at the table when company comes. Nobody dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America. KBLA Talk 1580 and the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles invite you to attend the 18th season finale concert, I Too Sing America, honoring the 250th anniversary of the United States of America, this Sunday, July 12, 3 p.m. at the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Curated by conductor Charles Dickerson and performed by the largest orchestra of color in the nation, I Too Sing America promises to be a show you won't soon forget. This Sunday, July 12, 3 p.m. at the Walt Disney Concert Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Purchase tickets at icyola.org or from the Music Center box office at musiccenter.org.
I too sing America.
Listen up, KBLA delegation. We have something you need to hear. Right now, you may qualify for low-cost home internet. And we're not talking about a catch. This is real. Many internet service providers offer low-cost internet plans if anyone in your household is enrolled in CalFresh, Medi-Cal, SSI, or is income eligible. There are a lot of families in our community who deserve to be connected. Here's all you do. Call 844-461-7893. That's the Get Connected call center. Real people ready to help you enroll today. Or go online to internetforallnow.org to find a provider near you. You may also qualify for a low-cost computer through Human IT. Connectivity is not a luxury. In 2026, it's a necessity. And you deserve access just like everybody else. Call 844-461-7893. That's 844-461-7893. KBLA's got you. If you missed any of this, you can always go to our website at KBLA1580.com. Brought to you by KBLA Talk 1580 in partnership with the California Emerging Technology Fund, CETF.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. Let's get something straight, shall we? Holding a black elected official accountable is not the same as having a personal beef with them. That distinction matters, and too often it gets blurred, sometimes on purpose, I think. The minute someone raises a real concern about outcomes, about votes, about spending priorities, about broken promises, it gets reframed as an attack, as disrespect, as tearing down our own. We need to stop that, y'all. That framing does a disservice to the very communities these leaders represent. Accountability is not betrayal. Accountability is what elected office requires from everybody, regardless of the seat or who's sitting in it. Let me ask you a quick question. Do you think I have a personal beef with Donald Trump? It ain't personal. It's his anti-black policies. You feel me? So why is it always framed as personal animus when the critique is in black? See, you can miss me with that mess. Black communities have fought too hard and for too long to get representation at the table. That fight doesn't end once someone wins an election and becomes president of the country, or for that matter, the city council. If anything, it raises the stakes. Representation without results is not the goal. Representation that delivers, now that's the goal. So, in the future, when we talk about a policy failure, let's talk about the policy. Let's keep our eyes on the actual record, the votes, the budgets, the promises, the perennially missed deadlines, the outcomes in people's daily lives. Because the moment we start treating accountability as disloyalty, we lose the ability to ask for better from anyone. We must never surrender our agency to be outraged when our leaders underperform. Our communities deserve leaders who welcome scrutiny, not ones who hide behind identity to avoid it. Now, let me put my hard hat on, go back outside, and see if these procrastination Crenshaw construction crews have shown up yet. I'm saving space for grace. But if these trucks don't show up soon, well, you already know. With the KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley, and as always, we welcome your feedback.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And I'm not alone breaking down these topics. I'm joined by Black Press USA morning show host, Neil Anderson in the building. We are discussing the domestic violence allegations against Big Tigger and how this case seems to have turned back on his wife, Alicia Brown, as she has been arrested in some unrelated warrants that were out in Maryland about her, related to her child that has been missing for quite some time.
Where is the baby? That's what we want to know.
I would like to know what happened. That's really, yeah.
Where the baby at?
So Big Tigger, when Alicia first came out and implied that Tigger was somehow responsible for her injuries, she also claimed that Tigger was having an affair with his co-host, Francesca Amiker. Now, Francesca immediately came out and was like, nope, not true, not that type of person. I've worked my entire career in this industry, made relationships, connections, and have a good standing, and I won't stand for these lies. Mm-hmm. And she stood 10 toes down on business, followed that up by filing a federal defamation lawsuit against Alicia for falsely portraying Francesca as Big Tigger's mistress and a homewrecker. So Brown, through her legal and public relations team, has declined to address those allegations directly, saying she's been advised by counsel not to comment while multiple legal matters are pending. Mm-hmm. Her representative said the receipts, including text messages, evidence, and the legal process will speak for themselves.
Mm. Well, Francesca, I believe her, but I will tell you what, two things can be right at the same time. There was something in that phone that Tigger didn't want his wife to know about.
Absolutely.
But it just wasn't Francesca. Maybe.
Maybe in some way, like she saw a message and she thought it said Francesca and it said
Frankie.
Or, yeah, something like that. Or, meet you at the station. Like, maybe it's an intern or something.
Maybe his girl name is co-host. And so she just assumed that co-host meant Francesca, but co-host was really
something else.
Else.
I mean, the story's messy, as we mentioned, and there's several legal names happening at once. Tigger has come out and denied that he harmed her. The videos are now in public, as mentioned, so it's kind of in the court of public opinion. We'll see what the police and DA actually decide to do, and then from there, I guess we'll see what happens as far as with his job.
And I think that's the jacked up part about all this. Like, I'm sitting here joking about their situation, but it's just my opinion.
Right.
But those are two real lives with children whose lives are impacted, and social media has given us so much to say about people's private lives, and that's the jacked up part about it.
It really is. But the thing that is even further with this is that we would have absolutely no reason to be in this mix, if she hadn't brought it to social media to begin with.
True.
What did you expect us to do for you? What can we do if he is cheating? You want us to say, oh, bad guy, and then what happens?
Well, that's what she wanted.
But girl, I get it. You want somebody to feel sorry for you, but us saying, "Aw," is not going to do anything for you. It's not.
She wanted to mess up. She wanted us to feel sorry for her, but she also wanted to mess up his reputation.
Career. Yeah, indeed. But you're going to want that child support. You're going to claim you need help, and you can't support your child and your children on your own. But you know what? You just messed up your opportunity to get that paid for, because bruh man ain't got no job. So
right. And it looks like at the rate she's going to lose custody of that child, and he might make her pay child support.
Could be, or she could end up in jail. Just
right.
I don't understand the lack of thought in bringing. I mean, obviously she has been able to, and I don't want to say obviously, you never know what's going on inside someone's heart and mind, but she has lived, you know, with her child being missing and it not been a public priority in all of this before.
I mean, her husband had a whole radio station and a corporation behind the radio station. Find my child. Okay, you could have did anything. I want to know where the baby at.
Yeah, I mean, it's really just, especially just when you hear that she was kind of, you know, a little lackadaisical as far as parenting goes to begin with.
Where did Tigger meet this woman at?
I know, right?
Tigger, who this woman?
Because the thing that's crazy is you think about Tigger's been out 30 years in the industry. And other than that little blip in Confessions of a Video Vixen, we ain't never hear nothing about Tigger.
Right.
Right? He has a pretty nice reputation. And you wait till you're almost 50 to get married, have a child, for it to all blow up in your face. And this is why the guys are talk about, be careful who you pick. The wrong woman can get like marriage and that. Hey, I got to side with him this time, though. I was looking Zoe Williams popping in here. Like, what? You agree? I do agree. And you know, you often hear people say, oh, this messes it up for the real victims. But it really does, because people are going to side-eye stuff even harder. Because when you see something like this, you think about what you heard and what she presented from that video online. And then you go back and look at what we're seeing in this video, if this is, in fact, from the same day as alleged. And you're like, girl.
It reminds me of A Thin Line of Love and Hate. Remember when
Brandy,
she put those origins in that sock and hit herself?
Was beaten, yeah. Andy?
I was just going to say, man, you guys are queens of manipulation as well, too. You guys are great at it.
Women in general?
Yeah, in general.
I mean, anybody with you in this situation.
But yeah, so why we're not denying that?
We're agreeing with you with this one.
I'm just kind of reiterating, like it's kind of mind-boggling, considering, you know, we live in this patriarchal society. You know, you always hear about, you know, the men dogging women or whatnot. So this is one of those situations where it's just like, damn, you know. But you guys are good at the manipulation, though.
I mean, you could have
some
a
can
point.
be. You do.
Some can be.
I mean, Niele and I were discussing this off air. It is why things like Believe Women, full stop, I got questions sometimes, and I don't like to feel as though I am not supporting my sisters, because I am.
Right.
You know, no matter the race, whatever, nobody wants to see a woman attacked, harmed, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I do think, and I've always maintained this, there's a difference, at least in my mind, and again, not okaying any man putting his hands on a woman, but there's a difference between a man beating a woman and a couple fighting because they're aggressive and she antagonizes.
Right.
I'm not saying this happens all the time, but I'm just saying, like the situation that we've kind of seen here.
Right. You know, closed door situations, relationships, things do happen. But I think this is a great example where, you know, just always saying, no matter what, you got to trust a woman, that could be problematic, because a man can lose his livelihood, you know, based upon us just looking at one video clip and not assessing the full situation.
Indeed. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into this Jermaine Dupri suing Sony and so much more.
The world is yours. The world is yours. To my man Ill Will, God bless your life. To my peoples throughout Queens, God bless your life.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
We got to laugh the pain away.
Join Chris Spencer and Friends live. Chris Spencer and Friends take the stage Sunday, July 12th, 5:30 p.m. at the Alex Theater for Stand Up for Students, a night of comedy benefiting Pasadena Rosebud Academy. Pasadena Rosebud Academy was lost in the Altadena Eaton fire. For over 20 years, they held our kids down. Now it's time for us to hold them up. Chris Spencer and Friends, featuring Reg Thomas, Felicia Folks, Chase Anthony, and Jesus Trejo, with DJ Aisha Irene on the music. One night, big laughs, real community. Join James Farr of KBLA Talk 1580 and be part of a night where laughter meets purpose. Chris Spencer and Friends, Stand Up for Students, Sunday, July 12th at 5:30 p.m. Tickets at the Alex Theater box office and the Alex Theater website at www.thealex.com. THEALEX.com. Chris Spencer and Friends. Don't miss it.
We got to laugh the pain away.
This event is sponsored by Bradlaugh APC.
Did you know the Crenshaw Corridor now offers free public Wi-Fi? Thanks to Destination Crenshaw in the city of Los Angeles, staying connected is easier than ever. Whether you're checking email, applying for jobs, doing homework, or supporting your local business, free internet access is now available along the corridor, because everyone deserves the opportunity to connect, learn, and grow. To find Wi-Fi locations and learn more, visit www.getconnected.lacity.gov.
Going to a World Cup match in LA this summer? Ditch the parking stress and ride Metro. With direct service from across LA County, it's the easy way to get there for just $1.75 each way.
Every voice matters, especially the ones they told to be quiet. This is KBLA Talk 1580. In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at KBLA1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive. You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Feeling that. Feeling that. Is you with me? I'm the the type you see at the bar, fresh, buying it up. And every girl I talk to, yeah, I'm trying to cut. I tell them all I'm cheat, and it's nice to meet you. Real quick, I tell her how she got all the right features. The jams come on, and the glasses get refilled. We dance and watch the relations build. Now I'm all up in her ear, and she listening. At the same time, watching how I'm listening. Bling, bling, I'm thinking it's about time to go. Get the B out of LA and start the late night show. Hey, I know, but I don't stop, I shine. I'm in the club every week, same place, same time, same thing on the mind. Party, party, so the hell with all that. I'm trying to find somebody, the right kind, before the lights come on. I'm trying to take something home. Now if I buy you a drink and you drink it up, then you going home with me. And if we talking at a party and we talk too much, then
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Joe Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm telling you, that 1472 album is nice. Shout out to that. All right. So, JD, right?
Okay.
Some people are saying Michael Jackson told y'all way back in the 90s, stop messing with Sony Music. That's what the people are saying, right? Jermaine Dupri says Sony Music owes So Def more than $18 million. And this lawsuit is, you know, about who gets paid off of the catalog that defined an era, right? It's more than a royalty dispute. It's a legacy audit, right? So music producer, songwriter, executive, TV producer, actually, too, if you want to be proper, and So Def founder Jermaine Dupri, he claims that the unpaid royalties are tied to some of So Def's biggest releases, right? So Def Recordings and So Def Productions filed the lawsuit in Manhattan Federal Court yesterday. And he said that this is through the course of their decades-long relationship. He says that Sony underreported royalties, failed to report certain royalty payments altogether, and allegedly altered older royalty statements after questions were raised about the missing funds. So this is music tied to Escape, The Brat, Crisscross, Jagged Edge, Bow Wow, Bone Crusher, If I'm Outside. All right, sorry. That was my jam. Really quick. Jaquan, you know, that's Tipsy. And, I mean, there's got to be a lot of money related to Jaquan's Tipsy at this point in time because of Shaboozey, right? Right. So, there's also some projects involving Usher and Mariah Carey. We know that those are some big players, right? So the complaint states, as it turns out, many of Sony Music Entertainment's dealings with So Def have not been lawful, and they have harmed So Def's business. He says that in addition to the $18 million in damages, additional relief should be determined by the court. Sony hasn't publicly responded yet. So Def was founded in 1993. They became one of the key Atlanta labels. Obviously, for that Atlanta sound, they also kicked off the era in hip-hop where kids got in the mix. You think about Crisscross. So, Escape, they were teenagers when they dropped. All of that. And, you know, he shaped a generation. So, the math is not mathing. And, you know, Michael Jackson said Sony was shady. Shout out to Sony, though. Shout out to Sony, right? So Def helped Atlanta's rise to mainstream. You got to think, So Def and LaFace represented Atlanta in the early 90s and the promise and all of those things. Music industry, there's always tension about royalties, who owes what, is the accounting accurate, will an act ever recoup? But black music drives value. The money trail always seems to get a little shaky. I'm going to say everybody, but especially sometimes us, especially that 90s music thing reminds me of the 60s when you hear about all of the things that happened to those groups. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, I was in Atlanta during the early 90s. I was interning for Red Zone, which was Tricky Stewart.
Okay.
And they had a production deal with LaFace. I mean, this is, like you said, the youngins. This is when Usher was running around at 16, and we was taking him to the movies in Club Oxygen. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine Dupri, a homie Maurice from here in L.A., he was with So Def at the time. And, you know, record labels were pouring in tons of money. and they were getting ROI, return on their investments,
Facts.
#1 hits. So I could believe how Jermaine Dupri feels like he's owed more money, and I hope that he's able to prove it and they cut the check, because they created the soundtrack and elevated the culture through hip-hop and R&B at that time.
I mean, facts. Like, Jermaine has a diverse catalog as far as who he's written for, produced, also the acts that he signed in general. And, you know, what did Tribe Called Quest say? Industry rule number 4080, record company people are shady. So I don't know. Listen.
And he can lawyer up. That's the good thing about it.
He can
lawyer
He
up.
can actually go through the legal process and stand, you know, I mean, obviously Sony is bigger lawyers, but he can stay the course to get those audits done. And the thing is this, you can ask for audits on your royalties and things like that at any time, I believe.
Right.
So he's well within his rights for that. So
yeah, good luck, Jermaine.
Shout out to Royal Jenkins in the chat. He says Tommy Mottola, Michael Jackson, and Mariah said something about Kim and Sony. Jermaine Dupri and Sony? Really? Could be. I mean, I'm sure Tommy probably had his... I can't remember if Mariah talked about this in her biography,
I
but...
don't think she likes him, right?
No, she doesn't like Tommy,
Okay.
but the thing is that you got to think Jermaine was on board around for some of her hits during that time period, and that's how...
And they're very close still.
Right, and that's how Mariah and the Brat became friends, and we know they have a very, very tight relationship. So one wonders, did Tommy, because we know he was very controlling, and maybe because he didn't like the relationship, and I'm just speculating here, you guys, I don't know anything, but he very well could have gotten in the mix with something.
Because Mariah had big hits with Jermaine Dupri.
Right.
Huge.
Right, so... Listen, Nielle, please tell the people where they can find you.
On social media, Nielle Anderson, and on Instagram, Nielle LA.
And Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
On the Black Press USA morning show. Look that up on YouTube, 5 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. If you're on the East Coast, I join on Fridays.
There we go. And it's a good time, y'all.
All right, listen. So tonight we talked about all different things, but they're all circling the same truth. Yes, public image is not always the final record. So we have to be careful on both sides. We have to be just as quick to investigate as we are to believe, whether good or bad. Coming up next, I forgot about Will and Jada. Listen, soft relaunch update. They said that they've been living back together again for years. Forget all the divorce stuff. They kept it quiet. And, you know, not every marriage fits the public box. Coming up next is Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I'll be back tomorrow with more facts, context, and culture.
I know that you'll be true, and that's why I'm so in love with you. Me too. But it's romantic evening, you leave me at my door. But tonight, I'd like us to explore.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The family of 20-year-old Tyron Johnson is demanding video be released after he was shot and killed by National Guard troops in downtown Memphis. Officials say Johnson allegedly turned toward troops with a gun during a chase.
It should not be normalized that the American U.S. military is killing American citizens on U.S. soil.
State Representative Justin Pearson, who is black, says he wants accountability, and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is now supervising the probe. Denver Public Schools is being sued over its voting map. The Virginia-based Public Interest Legal Foundation claims the district redrew boundaries in 2024 to give black and Latino